In the sequential game we depict here, two players have to decide whether to drive on the right or the left side of the road, but they get to decide in sequence, with player 2 having observed player 1's decision first. If player 1 drives on the left side of the road, player 2 observes this before having to choose whether to drive on the left or the right. Thus player 2 gets to make her choice from an information node where she's already observed that player 1 is driving on the left side of the road. Having observed player 1's decision to drive on the left of the road, player 2 can then choose to drive on the left or on the right. If both players end up driving on the left side of the road, neither of them will crash into the other, and they both get a payoff of 10. But if one of them drives on the left and the other on the right, they will crash into each other, and thus both get a payoff of 0. Instead of choosing left, player 1 could have chosen right in the first stage of the game. Player 2 would then make her decision from an information node where she knows that player 1 has chosen to drive on the right side of the road. Player 2 can then again choose whether to drive on the left or on the right. If the two players end up driving on opposite sides of the road, they'll again crash into each other and get a payoff of 0 each. But if they both decide to drive on the right side of the road, they won't crash into each other, and again get a payoff of 10 each. A game like this is oftentimes called a coordination game, because it's in both players' interests to coordinate their actions rather than to play opposing actions. Such coordination games can also happen in simultaneous move settings, where the challenge to coordinate is greater than it is here in the sequential game. In the sequential game, the second player observes the first player's action and can therefore easily coordinate, but if the two players play simultaneously, they may need some outside signal to help them coordinate.